Hop on the
Two to the
2 south
two
to the
south, 5 south, 110 south. Exit what?
105 east.
Oh shit, you're there. Fuck. Damn. All right, we gotta get you out. What's going on, everyone? You're watching this on Emeroy TV. You're watching this on Vision Paradox TV. You're probably gonna watch this on Trenton's channel. You can watch this everywhere. You might even just be listening to it as a podcast. So, what you're gonna be listening to is just us jam session, just talking about whatever's on our mind. We're out right now at a Starbucks right now. So
We're safe.
yeah, the things are real. The sounds are real, and kind of just showing you guys that you can create content anywhere. Your office can be anywhere. So, yeah.
Definitely.
So, I met Trenton through Facebook. I think we've been friends for like a long time. I think this is our actual first time actually meeting each other. And it's fun.
Yeah.
It's
We
funny.
have to connect sometime this year.
Yeah.
Like earlier this year.
Like, and it's funny because it's one of those things like you're like back 1998. Have you seen that meme like don't talk to strangers. Don't get into cars with strangers. Now it's like you're meeting strangers from the internet, and I think there's a whole. I mean, if anything, it just is an example of like you never know who you're going to connect with online.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I've been seeing Trenton do his hustle like from afar. Him talking about social media. He's like one of the few people that's like that I know that are loud and in terms of pushing the message of leveraging social media properly. And yeah, I mean, you want to share the people who's on my channel who don't know.
Appreciate you having me on this channel, man. And social media definitely is. It's just an incredibly effective way to grow your business, and something that has been ringing in my mind the last couple of weeks. Someone's mentioned to me is like small business. Small business today they don't work from home anymore. It's kind of like we work from our phones.
Yeah, that's true.
So it just makes life easier to me, and something that I love helping businesses with. Yeah.
I'm curious. Like, how did you get started with everything? We're going to the origin story. So.
Origin story, man. I mean, really, I'm a millennial. I'm glad to say that.
That's what kind of like pisses me off with the whole millennial thing. Like,
I'm proud to be able to say that.
Every previous generation is always hating on the next generation. Even our generation right now is hating on the kids, the upcoming generation, because they're on the phones too much. And when in reality we're doing the same damn thing.
Yeah.
And it's fun. And then we're also complaining about the we're complaining about the Gen Xers and the baby boomers, but we're also critiquing the Zennials, whatever, the Generation
Whatever's
Z.
next up in line, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, dude,
that's true.
They're hating us. It shows a difference in the time and that you're just getting old. So.
Yeah, man. Being a millennial, started off in college. But really, when I graduated high school, I really didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. These are the days, like, I graduated high school in 2008, so, like, we were using AIM Messenger.
Oh, man.
We were on Sidekicks, and
Sidekicks were the shit.
Everything was booming back then, man. We had Boost Mobiles. I mean, we go way back.
Oh, where you at?
So I grew up just being fascinated, loving technology. I knew I wanted to work with people when I graduated high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up getting accepted to college, to university, Cal State Dominguez Hills. That's where it's like in South Bay.
I know where that is. Yeah, that's like heading towards Torrance.
Yeah, where the Galaxy play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went there straight after high school, and I changed my major my first couple of years, and then I changed it to sociology because I thought I was going to be like a social worker or something. I was going to do something to help people.
Yeah.
Then I really realized, once I found out about network marketing.
Yeah.
I really realized like marketing and business is all about promoting and working with people. So I just fell in love with the idea of having my own business or trying to be an entrepreneur. And I started working with network marketing company, and I started getting out there promoting, having to market. So social media was just always there, and I just started doing internships, and it's always been something I love to do, man. So it's just all passion. It's something I love doing, helping businesses. Nice. The older generation, I guess you could say.
The older generation, because that's like. Because we were just talking like off camera about like his demo is like the 50 and up, so that seemed to be Yeah.
Yeah, typically, man, my ideal client is like someone who's 50 years or older. They don't really have time for social media. But they understand the importance. They're a business owner. They're busy with their family or closing deals or with their kids, something like that.
Yeah, it's funny because it's like
It takes a
social
lot of
media
time.
used to just be like something fun.
Yeah.
Like one of the people, one of the prospects I was talking to, like she was talking about like, oh, I used to just enjoy doing social media. Now it's like,
Right.
like I was telling you, like I work with a lot of entertainers. Now it's like it's a job, and it's like it's just exhausting to the point they don't want to do it
Yeah.
because
And they don't get it. They don't see the point. Like, why would I do social media? They don't understand the point of doing a video or creating content like this
Yeah.
that people are gonna see. They don't get it. They don't understand the importance of creating content like this or the engagements. They don't understand the like what's the point of being on social media, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I guess to expand on that, some of the people I've worked with are always focused on the transaction. They think that's it. They think it's like another flyer for you to post up or a billboard to post up, but in its reality, it's like for you to opportunity to build relationships with the person on the other side. Especially like for me, I teach teaching dance online. A lot of people, I've gotten messages from people from Ireland, and I've never thought it would. Like for me, I don't plan on ever going to Ireland to go teach dance, but me using
Right.
social media, my message, um, my tutorials have been able to reach some places I never thought it would go.
Yeah.
And if you're a business owner watching this, there's so much leverage that you can use with social because it allows you to actually build relationship. Just like for me, my favorite story is when of this personally when Phil Jackson's 11 Rings book came out. I posted that I got it. Then I only got a like from Phil on Instagram, and then I lost my shit like
Wow.
that because I'm like, holy crap! Like he noticed that, and then it would be the same thing for
noticed
you.
you.
Yeah, like same thing with any small businesses. Like it's an opportunity for you to acknowledge to again build that relationship. Just like how in small towns, you know. People know who the butcher is. They have a relationship, and they build that trust. That's the same thing. It's social media has allowed us to have a small town feel at scale. What do you call it? So when did you start going off on your own? Like, because you worked, you did internships. You worked with people first, and then when was it? When did you take the leap to be like, I'm gonna do this shit on my own?
Man, I had probably did like. So what happened was I'd worked network marketing for about a year. Then after that, as I was in college, I just wanted to make money on the side. I still didn't really know what I was doing as an entrepreneur. I was just trying to figure it out. And Legal Shield was the name of the company that I was in.
Oh yeah, I know that.
You heard of Legal Shield?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, man. So I actually joined with Legal Shield about 6 years ago
Yeah.
and used their membership. Just trying to make money while I was in class. And it was providing me income, disposable income while I was in college, things like that. But what happened was I started really absorbing the leadership and the mentorship in the company. And I really started learning how to become an entrepreneur. And then I really started getting fascinated with everything I was learning. Learning about Jim Rohn and Les Brown and Napoleon Hill, started really taking in personal development. And so after that, my business probably lasted with Legal Shield. It probably built really big the first year, and it fell apart. Just our organization, the upline, my sponsor quit. Things changed.
Oh wow.
And I went full time into social media. So I did an internship with Forever 21.
Nice.
I did an internship with Tavis Smiley. He's like a well-known political civil rights public figure.
Yeah.
And I also did some other internships around campus and things like that at my school. And so after that, I was getting closer to graduation. I went to go work with Xerox for a year, and I did B2B sales.
Nice.
Got a lot of experience there.
So
I got tons of experience just selling to businesses, and I was really selling technology. So I got to talk to decision makers about like their infrastructure, as far as the entire company's infrastructure, and how technology played a part. And so I was really having conversations with directors of ITs and CEOs and all this stuff, closing deals. I was about to make $100,000, my first year. But what happened was, I realized this wasn't really my passion.
Yeah.
The money was great, but it wasn't really my passion. And I got to really listening and paying attention to what the business owners were saying, the decision makers. They all struggled with funds and revenue because they had no marketing. And, so that stuck in the back of my mind.
Interesting.
So I left there, and then I left Xerox, and I went to go work with a digital marketing company by the name of Rev Local.
Okay.
And at that time, they were the 12th largest digital marketing company in the U.S. And they're located in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, nice.
Their niche is local search. Like, that's what they're really good at.
So it's like SEO. It was an SEO company.
SEO company.
Got it.
They had a social media department, but I just got to see exactly how they ran things. I got to see how they do things. And that, on top of the experience that I already built up, working at Xerox and network marketing, on top of the education, what I was learning in my degree, because by then I had picked up 2 minors in marketing and communications.
Nice.
And toward the end of my degree, I had about 6 units left. No, I had about 14 units left.
Yeah.
I actually opened my agency and just quit school and just went full time into my agency.
Nice.
Yeah, man. So, make a long story short, but it took a lot of, I'm thankful for my road and journey because I got to see, like, God works in mysterious ways, man. And, I got to see, like, different experiences and how it correlates and how businesses really struggle. Maybe more passionate.
Like, yeah, because you, on the one hand, because it give you more real world experience, and what I think, like, you did internships, were these paid or unpaid?
Some of them were paid, some of them weren't. I was looking for the paid ones, obviously, but
yeah,
the only one that was paid was, I think, Forever 21. The one I did for Tavis Smiley was not paid.
Yeah.
And then the campus internships weren't paid.
I think that's one of the things that I think, fascinate me is the importance of having the experience.
Oh man.
Like, because I'm building that experience. Because when I was at a meetup, like, I know like having this meetup like last year, and then I don't normally do meetups, but I was like, this guy inspired me a lot. So and I also like, it's an opportunity to network. So that's one of the main reasons I went, so I can network with people.
Yeah.
And then I met a lot of people who just started their agencies, but they're like barely trying to figure it out because they had no real experience working for the businesses.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like, it's different doing
Absolutely.
it for yourself versus doing it for a client when there's money on the line. And I think that's one of the things that you got the benefit of, like, before starting your agency, is that you got some real.
I got some real good corporate experience.
Yeah, real experience prior to jumping ship. And
because I was scared, man. Without that experience, I probably would have never went on my own because I didn't know what to do. I was afraid of trying to do things on my own. I was always looking for a cushion and looking for a base. But when I realized, okay, this is an opportunity to learn, that's when it started clicking for me. And I knew, okay, I'm only going to be here for a certain time.
Yeah.
I'm going to put in a year here, do a year here, 2 years here, and then...
Get it, yeah. Because you never know what the takeaway is working with someone. Because working with firms in general, like, they have an amount of experience that's you just don't have it. Like, I have some interns. Like, my favorite thing hearing from my interns is they never taught us this in college.
Right.
And every time I've interviewed people looking like, and then like I honestly hate the idea of doing interns, but like they were like saying like, I really need the experience.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'll give you like a few months, because I've seen like how people take advantage of interns as just free work, and like for me, I love the pure definition of intern. Like, they work a certain thing, not replacing a full-time person, but they're getting the experience they need, and that's the definition I really love. So like, I'm like, every week we're doing meetings to making sure they're getting the relevant experience. And my favorite thing, because I was just teaching them about like basic ass copywriting and then advertising, and they're like, damn, I've never learned this in college. Like, and they're like so overwhelmed. And I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to teach you shit that you might have to do.
That you might need to know, right?
Yeah, because like a lot of the times they say like the past few people I've heard is like they always put together a strategy for a company, but I always ask like, what was the return? Like, we never executed it. The company just really liked it. I'm like, so you guys just planned out a theory, an idea, and you never found out if it would really worked or not.
Right.
So that was a common thing. I was like, all right, we're gonna like. So one of the things I like doing is, one of the things we've started doing with my company is like we have, we reach out to some accounts that I really want to work with, but they're not at the financial standing. So what I offer them is like, all right, cool, we'll do your social media for a month.
Yeah.
My intern will do it for you.
Right.
And then that way, client is getting social media for them. I'm not like, none of the real heads are getting the actual having to do any advertising or anything like that. But the intern's getting the experience they need, and they get to create the strategy, and they get to get the real world experience. And then in the along the way, I give my interns feedback to make sure that the strategy is
That's
tighter.
awesome.
So and it's a win-win-win situation because I get to work with the account, even though can't, even though I'm leaving money at the table.
Right.
But it's because I really want to work with them.
Right.
So and then intern needs experience. Cool, do that. Client that account needs some growth. I know for sure we can do that.
So you want to help them.
So yeah, and then not only that, it's like then it further proves our approach, because now we have more further proof of concept. We have more testimonials, and then the trade-off was money, but the long-term goal is the results and the relationship.
Yeah.
And then I think that's one thing that a lot of people are afraid to do is like leave money on the table to build something good.
Yeah, build a relationship. It's the key, building relationships.
Yeah. Before this, we were talking about like Facebook groups. I think you were really bullish on Facebook, right? Like so.
Yeah.
So, all right, because there's a whole shit ton of like Facebook, or a lot of social media platforms. So I think the main thing is like it sounds like.
Yep.
Your main one is Facebook.
I use them all. I'm on them all, but
Your favorite?
I guess you could say my favorite. Yeah. Facebook's probably my favorite.
So now this is what intrigues me, because what's so culturally relevant right now is Instagram. So what do you have to say, people who are leaving Facebook to go to Instagram more? Because people are like trying to go on Instagram more and just completely abandoning Facebook. So what do you have to say to that?
Yeah, it's all great. I mean, it's just like this webinar I was just on, was just talking about. You just want to basically know your customers and know where they're at. That's where I spend most of my time at. It's just trying to find out where my customers are at. As more of my customers start using Instagram, I'm going to be on Instagram.
Yeah.
But more of my customers are on Facebook.
It makes sense because your demo makes sense with that.
Yeah, but I mean, me personally, I'm on all of them. I use Instagram, I use LinkedIn, I use Facebook, I use Twitter. Yeah, man, I have a Telegram. I'm on WhatsApp now.
What's Telegram? I'm not.
Telegram is basically a mobile sharing app. I mean, it's a mobile app where you can share media files. So you can have chats and share photos and videos and all type of stuff. It's pretty cool. It's similar to like WhatsApp.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I'm using them all. But my main ones are Facebook is number 1, LinkedIn would be number 2, Instagram number 3, and then Twitter. It used to be Instagram surpassed Twitter to me. Like Twitter used to be way popular, but Instagram is kind of like moving Twitter out the way.
Yeah.
But then again, that goes back to Facebook, because Facebook is everything, literally. Their WhatsApp, their Instagram. And so they're just dominating. That's why it's my favorite, because Mark Zuckerberg, he's the smartest CEO out of all of them to me, personally.
Yeah.
This is my personal opinion.
Because and not a lot of people know it, but he also bought Oculus, which is a VR platform.
Yeah.
And he's keeping an eye out for obviously the next step, the next biggest step.
There's nobody that's as innovative as him.
So, yeah, I think
he's an innovator. So Snapchat's popular. They're doing stories. Facebook is doing stories, and Instagram is doing stories.
That's what's made it hard or scary to start making your own social media platforms, because if it's a good feature, what's to stop the bigger companies from jocking it and destroying you? I mean, look at what happened to Vine. Instagram introduced 15-second videos, destroyed it. Now Instagram introduced stories. Now they slowed the growth down of YouTube. Oh yeah, even of
and
Snapchat.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Snapchat.
And then now in Facebook Watch and Instagram TV, like I don't know if
They
a lot
slowed the growth down to Snapchat for sure.
Then
Snapchat was growing at a rapid pace.
Yeah, and then I think recently
They're on some other.
I could be wrong.
Facebook is like.
I could be wrong on this report, but they didn't make their estimated earnings in the recent quarterly report. But I could be wrong. So anyone who's really into that, let me know. But now they're going. Obviously, they're going after YouTube because they're good. They're pushing original content. Lewis Howes with Inspired Life.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to just like talk over it.
Yeah.
Jada Pinkett Smith with The Red Table.
Wow.
And then I don't know if a lot of people are aware of it, but if you have enough likes on Facebook, you can monetize your content. You can get paid to make video for Facebook. Just like how you can be a YouTube creator, you can be a Facebook creator earning money from the AdSense or the ad revenue. So, and that's essentially what they're trying to do with Instagram TV as well. Like, and they're trying to push for unique creators because they're trying to keep people on the platform longer, and then obviously compete with YouTube because
And Messenger, Facebook Messenger is amazing, bro. It's probably the best. Yeah, it's the best. It's the best thing as far as communicating with your clients or leads. Facebook is just a big funnel to me. You know, like we were talking about before the recording.
Yeah.
You know, like I put out a bunch of content on my personal page.
Yeah.
Right? Like my personal page, it's the beginning of the funnel.
Yeah.
If you're gonna find me on Facebook 9 times out of 10, the reason is because of my personal page. I treat it like it's a business page.
Yeah.
If you send me a friend request, I'm gonna message you on Messenger first to get to know you before I add you to my friends list.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna add anyone to my friends list, because when I add you to my friends list, I want to get engagement from you. I want to get reactions out of you and interaction.
Yeah. Huh.
You know, I don't want to just add a bunch of random people.
Yeah.
And that will actually, Facebook is actually tracking and monitoring your behaviors and engagements. So if they know if you engage with someone, and that actually hurts, you know, your specific algorithm on Facebook. People don't really know that, but it actually does. You know, so you just want to make sure you're connecting with real and engaged people. And then so we're on Messenger. After we chat and have a conversation on Messenger, then I go back, I'll add them, you know, and boom, we'll get on the phone. We'll have a conversation.
Yeah. I mean, I think my thoughts on Messenger is like it's like how email marketing was back in the 90s. I think if you message someone, it's a pretty high likelihood of that someone's going to respond.
Yeah.
And I think that's how I feel, like, because again it goes back to the like having an actual engagement with the person on the other side. People forget that, you know, it's a human on the other side of the screen, and I think
exactly
that's why these messenger platforms are getting super popular, because obviously it goes back to the ease of communication. And like one of my favorite personal experiences using Facebook Messenger was when I had a complaint with Spirit Airlines. Never gonna fly with them again. But I sent them a complaint. They handled it within half an hour, refunded me some of the shit I complained about, and then boom.
Wow.
And that's an opportunity. And then that's a quick example right there of how a business can handle handle customer service using social media. They can use it to build connection. Oh wait, I was like, where's their tow truck? Hold on, let's give that some time.
You're gonna have some good fun editing this. No, but phones too. You use Facebook phone?
Facebook phone?
Yeah.
No. Actually, like calling people? Yeah. Oh hell yeah, I use it all the time. That's
all the time.
That's how I call my girlfriend. I don't even remember her phone number anymore.
Yeah, that's how me. Yeah, that's
yeah, because it just made it so easy.
That's how me and my son's mom talk, straight through Messenger. But it's cool though, because it really captures everything unique about the one-on-one experience. All the photos you guys exchange, all your files, all your back and forth messages. So that's all data, and that's why I teach a lot of businesses how to use that and leverage it, and how to track it. you know, because that's the key too, is tracking how engaged you are with your followers.
How do you track the engagement with your audience?
We basically have a tool that we designed to be able to track the amount of social interaction that you build up or aggregate through your content.
Is this the one that you shared with me the other day?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
So it basically, you know, I'll even pull it up here, just so you can see.
Are you like putting it out there, or are we keeping it hush hush?
No, we're putting it out there.
Okay, cool.
For sure, but I'm gonna just show you while we're on the podcast so the audience will see your oohs and all.
This is like legit, because he sent me an invite to it like a couple days ago. I was barely, what do you call it, setting up my profile, but then one of my mics, while I was testing it, kind of crapped out, so I was trying to find an alternate mic source. So.
Yeah, man. So I mean, this
Wait,
system is.
Wait, these are scheduled, like messages, like actual like.
Yeah.
Like you send messages.
Yeah. So what we do is, 'cause our system basically makes the whole process easy to be able to track and measure.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's designed to take your content to date, right, and then deliver the total amount of social interaction from your followers.
Okay.
So over the past year to date.
Wait, this is from all the platforms.
Yeah, from all my platforms, year to date. A year ago from today's date, all of my followers have engaged with me over 40,000 times.
Damn.
So I use this data to support my interactions and my activity on social media, and that's really what you have to do is to have success. So I can see what messages drive.
Oh, damn! I like that.
Engagement.
It straight up. It just says the most successful content.
Yeah.
I love how it just that's up front like that.
Yeah, it tells you exactly what's successful. So now I know what to talk about. I can use, you know, this information to continue to apply my social media strategy or my messages.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about messaging. You know, once you know what your brand is and what people see you as, then it's all about how you message constantly on social media.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one thing that a lot of, like, the common conversation I've had, like, meeting with my clients is, or like anyone I just do like a random meeting with, like they always have a hard time, like, what do I post? I'm not sure what to post. And then that right there, I think it's both, like, you know, the qualitative and quantitative data. It's like knowing the exact, you know, knowing what your end user is looking for, knowing, like, you know, the brand persona, and then at the same time
Your customer persona.
and yeah, and then
You got distracted?
no, because they thought they was recording that way, and then they stopped.
Oh.
So she thought it was just a random thing. The random person thought I was filming that way, and they stopped and like looked for a second. I was like, oh no, we're not filming you.
Right. It's about us.
It's about us right now. But
Yeah, man.
but then also like using the data, like the quantitative, like you're seeing the numbers, and kind of working around that. And because with the data, you see what works. Because like
Exactly.
like, and this is for me, like, one of my favorite, like, things to share, like, with people is, like, if you're not sure what you want, like, pick a couple things you want to be known for, like, oh, you know, Trenton's known for that, or
Yeah, so All For One Sports, because you were talking about social media and the importance of using. All For One Sports is my client, and we took them. So before they came to us, they're posting like 3, maybe 5 times a month. Like literally, I can show you this. They're posting maybe about 5 times a month.
it's probably the worst. The worst. Well, that's how that was kind of cringy just hearing that, but yeah.
We took them from 5 times a month to 5 times a day.
Nice.
We increased the reach on their business page and the engagement on that business page 900% in the first 30 days.
Yeah.
In the first 30 days. And we're doing this all organically. And so, you know, that's why I tell clients, like,
organically. That's
it's
good.
all organic.
That's really good. So this is all organic.
This is all organic. It went from 5 posts a month to 5 a day. I'm getting ready to pull up the insights and show you. His engagement and reach on his business page is up 500%. He wants to run ads. I'm like, listen, dude, you don't need to run ads right now. You need to figure out what your customers want to see. And you need to figure out what your messages are. What you're messaging.
Yeah, because it's just gonna. If you have no idea what your customers want to see or what they're gonna engage with, yeah, it's kind of a waste on ad spend. That's why like knowing who you're selling to is super important, and when you're ready,
It's over 1,000% now. Look at that.
yeah, that's huge.
October 4th through now.
5 times a day. That's respect, dude.
Look at his ad. He's running an ad, and we're keeping up with him organically. You know,
That's pretty good. There's normally a huge drop off or a huge difference between the two.
His promotion dropped off, and we're still bringing in reach organic. That's crazy. So we're outperforming his ads. That's why I told him, look.
Oh, it's a boosted post.
Look, he spent $70. He's only reached 600 people.
So, did he do this? He did.
Yeah, he's doing these boosts.
Oh no, don't boost it.
That's why I'm gonna tell him. I'm selling. Listen, man.
No, you got to do that. If you're okay.
That's why these are the ads that I'm running. Look at the difference in the ads that I'm running for $1 a day. Look, 94 cents, 138 people reached. Look how much money he spent. We're already outperforming. That's what I'm saying. So I say all this to say, you can see we're doing multiple posts in a day, right?
Yeah.
So this is like the whole month a snapshot. Like you can see all this content. This is all organic.
Yeah.
Just constant. We're getting constant organic traffic.
Yeah.
For the month of October. I'm gonna show you where it ends or where it alters. Watch this. It's a lot of posts. So this is an ad. So look at that, organic.
Oh, that's pretty good. Because it's almost half.
Yeah.
Most of the time when you do.
Because we the process that we initiated for him is helping his ad. In this case, because people are getting used to seeing him. Like most business owners don't realize. You really want to use ads when you have a strong organic base. It's going to put you over the top. Like when a bunch of people locally know about you, then when you run your ad, that's going to help you expand out and reach more people.
Yeah.
It's the same concept on Facebook.
One way that would even support his growth, because I'm all for getting organic traffic, but even
before October,
like
back in. Look at the difference of that 920, and then it jumps back to August that quickly. Now we're in July. June, May. He hasn't even. We're in March already.
Yeah.
No content.
To make a cross hybrid between advertising and the organic reach, like one of the things we do is within that whole week review the highest performing post and then put an ad on that, because the one that's highest organic shows, and then the one that's highest organic, that's where we would run the ad with a call to action.
That's what we're doing too. That's what we're doing too. So this system is basically helping us track what's most organic.
Yeah.
On our channel, so we can see all the engagement build up. I need to post some content too. So this is really how I track, my social media. We also have YouTube and Google built in. I just showed a business owner this, a home-based business.
So is this like Buffer, right?
It's like Hootsuite on steroids because it's a personalized version, and it's consulting and training. So we're making it simpler for you by teaching you the social media process in a link. It's like having a social media education in a link.
Nice.
Where you basically sign in, and then we're also enabling you to execute by giving you these free tools.
Yeah.
These cool tools.
Yeah.
Like message research. I'm pulling up articles just from typing in a keyword or key phrase, and I'm able to choose the ones that I like, and I can schedule them to go out on my social medias or my groups, or whatnot.
Oh shit. So this is like Buffer, like where you get like a whole bunch of relevant content that you can share. But
it's a personalized version. I give this to my clients so I can help them track their progress.
That's fucking crazy. That's like a legit. There's no bias. I've never used the software.
I'm not gonna tell my clients just what I think. I'm gonna say, hey, here's what the data is showing you. I'm a real consultant. I'm like a doctor. At least I try to be. I don't want to toot my own horn, but
this is dope.
That's my concept.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, sometimes my clients struggle with, well, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to post. Well, go to message research. Sharing articles. Sharing articles actually help you go viral.
Yeah, just write on something that's already pretty popular. I mean, you see it all the time on Facebook. Oh, yeah. Damn, sure, really quiet. I adjusted my volume quick. You see people sharing the same video probably from last year, but it's a different page.
Exactly.
So it's like, so you don't necessarily, if you don't know what to share, like this is the way I think about it. Like if you don't know how to create your own content, it's essentially like you being your own musician. If you don't know how to create your own music,
You have to be your own television channel.
You can be a DJ.
Yeah.
Find the best content out there and that's relevant in your space and share it. So it saves you the hassle of having to create content. All you have to do is maybe hire an intern, or if you have an hour to yourself, find some really viral videos within the space, share that, because then you start putting yourself in that same space, and you're essentially just leveraging the attention around it, but the attention's now on you as well.
Yeah, so. And that's the cool thing about it. You use the content, like that's what the webinar was about, using content to turn your audience into your brand ambassadors.
Yeah.
When you post what people like, and you know people like it because you're tracking it, it's gonna influence people, the people who actually see it and watch it.
Yeah, knowing who you're aiming to reach, or like who your audience is really super important, because that dictates the action. I mean, like, obviously, like you don't want to be to the point where you're like, oh, you're overthinking it, like, oh, my audience isn't gonna like that. Like you gotta pull from both sides. Like, I care what my audience is. I don't give a fuck what my audience thinks. Because there's a rule that we do with my company. It's like 70-30-10 rule. 70-30 rule. We changed it to that. 70% of it has to be what works. 30% of it has to be something completely different that has, like, we haven't
tried yet.
Yeah. And then, because then it gives you an opportunity, because then it relieves creative tension. Because when you're using data and everything so much, it can hinder people who are creative, because they have to pander to these metrics. But if you,
that's true.
Because then you're like, oh, like our audience only likes it when you use this font. Our audience only likes it when you share this type of video. So then, and it just makes sense to keep pounding what's working, but eventually it does get overplayed out. That's why having variety is important. So that way you have your creatives, or if you're creative, like you have something different lined up. So it's a bit about a balance of both. So
that's why I was just scheduling some content so you can see. So now when I log in, I can see what days and what times I have content.
Dude, I need this for my like.
So I spend like 30 minutes a week mapping out my content so I can just track it. And then when I'm on my messengers most of the day, because this content, that's what I'm saying, it's a funnel, because this is the content that drives everyone to my messenger for me to convert them. So I have a system for delivering and automating the content and tracking it for me to drive more people to my messenger, and that's where the conversion happens. You know, the more I'm interacting with my followers and I'm sharing content that they like, the more trust and equity is being created. By the time we interact offline, there's a lot of trust established. So it's a faster way to do business, man. It's crazy.
It goes back down to that. Yeah, the way you just talked about it in terms of building trust, I think so many people are so caught up trying to sell on social media, it pushes people away from building the trust, which defeats the purpose of social, which is obviously you want to be able to get sales faster. But if you're willing to take the human approach and give value approach and actually be a human using social media and forget the short-term goal, then the short-term goal of obviously a transaction becomes a byproduct of you playing the long game.
Absolutely, bro. Yeah, man. I mean, it's $39 a month to use our platform. And the cool thing about this is what we're introducing to the market now is the fact that if you're a social media marketer out there, or you ever wanted to own your own social media agency, you can do that with this tool. Just from having this tool alone, you can go out there if you have clients or social media clients that you're managing content for, because our system, it's a content management system. Our system is all about taking your social content, managing it better, and then measuring it better. You can add up to 100 different channels here. So say you're managing 5 or 10 different accounts. You can add them all here, run the reports, give all our data and information to your clients. Yeah. You don't have to tell them what you're using. You know, you just use our platform in-house. And so, you know, you as the marketer, as the consultant, you're just giving them a for sure way to track your work.
Yeah.
So our platform is really to the consumer and to the business owner at the same time. That's a social media marketer.
Yeah.
So you can do the entire basic functions of social media management are here. Let me show you streams. So even when you want to, manage the different timelines, you don't have to worry about shifting through each website. And the streams have all of the timelines
That's cool.
aggregated right in front of you.
Wow.
Yeah. So like,
One thing I'm curious about, how's the whole new the data protection act, has that affected this in any way?
no, this is so we don't have any data like that, any private data. This is all permissions from the actual network.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, because
Yeah.
when I went on Hootsuite the other day, or not the other day, but I used to use Hootsuite for certain engagements. Like for me, like whenever I engaged with certain people on Instagram, I would create a certain stream for people I've engaged with Instagram, so I can constantly talk to them. But now, because of the whole new Data Protection Act, it doesn't let you see who you're following or who you're liking. Those are certain aspects.
This just
that are
tracks the social click, the social interaction.
Ah,
How many times someone actually touches your content
yeah.
for you to know. If I'm getting a bunch of interactions on my posts, then that's what I want. Because it's a social click. People don't really go to websites anymore and just click around, make clicks, purchase anymore. The clicks are social. The clicks come from the people that are connected with you on social media. You know what I'm saying? Like the people who click are humans.
Yeah.
So that it's a social click. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
they're not, before they actually click and purchase,
Yeah.
it's better for you to have a relationship with them on social media. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It makes it easier for them to go to your website and
Almost
purchase.
like you meet a girl, you take her out, then you bring her home.
Yeah. You have to expect that
Very-
now as a business owner. People don't just go to your website and buy.
Yeah, you got to build relationships.
You have to build relationships and you have to individually market in order to build that audience.
Yeah.
And then when you start really building those relationships on social media, then people start going to your website and clicking because they trust you.
Yeah.
So our system really helps and enables you to see how much your followers engage with you and trust you, basically. I got 40,000 engagements from like 1,000 people.
That's fair.
So, I mean, I'm engaging with the same 1,000 people over and over constantly with
Then
content.
this builds. I mean, it all comes back down to the relationship.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, man. So that's what I'm saying. This is all I do full time, which is just building relationships with people. And my funnel on Facebook is extremely full, and it is extremely full on LinkedIn too. But Facebook, because the relationship factor is more important, even in the that just shows that even in the small business world, relationship matters. Because on Facebook, I close business faster. Sometimes people pay me, and we haven't even met in person. We've only had a few interactions on Facebook, but it were the right interactions.
yeah.
On LinkedIn, people don't pay you like that. You have to go through meetings. You have to go through a process. On Facebook, people will pay you if they trust you well enough. And you don't even want to meet you. They don't even want to. I have a lot of clients that don't want to meet me. I'm begging them, like, dude, like, you've paid me. Like, I want to, let's get together. They're like, I don't have time.
Just get it done.
How's the social media doing? Yeah, that's all they
All
care
right, cool.
about.
Yeah. That's how it is for like several of my clients. For me, like a lot of my clients are local, so they like having at least one face-to-face meeting a month.
Then there's some clients like that still too.
Because I mean, I don't mind that because then, for me, it gives me an opportunity to. I'm weird because like when I'm working with my clients or when I have an actual like face-to-face meeting with them, I do my best to actually film it because then I send it to my social media managers to watch the videos so they can further learn about the client.
Yeah.
Because it's not just filling out a survey and we understand their brand, but when I actually have a conversation with them, they have a better. It's not just what's written; it's the psychology and the certain things that people don't see. Obviously, I ask their permission. I'm not like sneaking a camera.
Right.
It's like this, but the difference is like my social media managers have video data points to understand why client thinks a certain way. And there's just a lot of things that
You have to have those data points.
because especially when when managing other people's social media platforms, it's like you're not just, this is like we were talking earlier, like I work with a lot of entertainers, personal brands, so when the product is the person, it's different from a small business or someone who's product based. It's because you're representing a person's beliefs and values. So
that kind of supports the evidence on our platform, because we really analyze the entire audience, the macro approach, and then we scale it in micro and balance it with a micro approach. And I'm gonna show you right here. So we have advanced statistics, and then we have overview statistics.
yeah,
The overview statistics tell you the macro. The micro comes in the advanced for you to really analyze exactly on this page, specific page. This is my entities page.
yeah,
The last 30 days, I can see the exact number of followers for this page. We started the month with 3246. I'm at 3319. So I'm seeing growth there based off text only post.
oh,
Now 0 image post, so I want to start bringing more images to the table. Then I can filter my statistics based on these engagements: clicks, website clicks, shares, likes, or comments. So these are the social clicks that we're talking about. These are activity. These are human interactions.
yeah,
But in order to generate these human interactions, you have to have good content.
yeah,
And that's this is what our system is tracking: how many times someone clicks, shares, likes, or comments, based on which content is most successful. So now you're more educated. You don't have to guess. So my audience is way different than your audience.
oh yeah. My audience loves video, like straight up. Like when I reviewed some of my insights, like video over everything else.
Your
So,
audience loves video.
yeah, because for my personal brand, I do dance and inspiration, and it's very different from what I do with my company. So
Absolutely.
people love it when I share videos, and then that's where I get the most engagement. So obviously, you see what's
Same here.
working.
Articles and Facebook Live videos. I share a bunch of information and articles from third party to support what I think and believe,
Yeah.
and then I just go live on it.
See, then there you go. Like the whole like curating aggregating other people's content that further supports what you're about.
Absolutely.
Because for those of you guys who are hesitant about or don't know what to share or don't know what to say, there's already other successful pieces of content out there. You just got to be the DJ.
You got to be the DJ. And I also use a public figure page. So if you type my name in on Facebook, so that's my funnel on my personal page. I'm sending all of that to my entities page.
Yeah.
And I'm also sending it to my CEO page on Facebook, which is my public figure fan page.
Yeah.
So that I can have the chat messenger bot interact with all my personal friends. Then I have my most authoritative photo here, which is now Kevin Harrington. He's one of the Shark Tank guys.
Yeah.
So
Shit.
you always want, on your fan page, you want to have your most authoritative photo. People see this, oh shit, I'm in Kevin Harrington's suite. And this actually got me a deal with one of his companies this night. Oh yeah. God damn it, LA.
It was
But no.
quiet. All right, go ahead.
No, you want to have your most authoritative photo in your background photo on your CEO page on Facebook, which is your public figure page or your fan page.
Yeah.
So I have a photo here with Kevin Harrington. This actually led to relationship that led to me actually, having one of his companies as a client. And this is a huge deal for my company, just to be even associated in a space with Kevin Harrington.
Yeah.
This is huge, astronomical opportunity.
Yeah.
Just having that displayed there, then all your personal friends come here. I'm gonna send out more invites, but now I'm gonna have tailored chat messenger bot to communicate with these followers while I'm running email campaigns too. Because my goal with all these people is to get their emails and phone numbers.
Yeah. Goes back down to doesn't matter how many likes or
That doesn't
followers
matter.
you have, if it's because that shit doesn't pay the bills.
It does matter
For social proof.
when it matters.
Yeah.
When it's real.
Like it matters if you're trying to be an influencer. It matters if that's what you're going for.
If those people are trying to get on the phone with you and meet in person, it matters. If they're not, then it's just there for social.
Yeah.
Fake social proof, really, because that's
Yeah.
not even real social proof.
Yeah.
But if you have 500 people calling your phone, booking appointments with you, in your messenger trying to figure out how your day's going,
Yeah.
how you think your business is gonna be going?
That's good. And it's not gonna matter how many likes you got if your inbox is full. So
Just off 500 people, because
Yeah.
the average human can only handle. We were talking about small brands, small
Yeah.
business brands.
I mean
The average business.
that's a handful already. Like I might.
Facebook caps you out at 5,000. So that's what I try. I try to slow business owners thinking down. Like the concept on Facebook is very easy, man. It's easy, but we it's just the human nature to just overcomplicate it.
There's that because and then we all immediately think that like it's a quick sale tool when it's like a tool for.
It's not that anymore. You got to get away from that. If you want that, Google PPC is there. If you want that quick, immediate sale, I wouldn't even use Facebook ads for that. I would a little bit, but I'd mostly use Google PPC.
The search based.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
No, I just run ads on Google.
Yeah. I'm bullish on Facebook ads. Very contextual Facebook ads. Say like.
I run Facebook ads to bring me more relationships.
Because a lot of the brands I work with, they need ticket sales.
They need ticket sales. Those ticket sales stuff like that is good to run ads, for sure. But certain industries in the small business space, it's like if you get blind clients or clients that you don't have the relationship with, then they leave you a bad review.
Yeah.
So you didn't get to know them. So like, fuck this guy. He just took my money. In their world, whenever you do a client wrong, if you don't have the relationship, you took their money, you scammed them.
You scammed them. Yeah, so then it goes back to like no.
If they don't know you, or you know what I'm saying, like that's real. Like that's the importance of it. Like I tell my clients, like I'm not trying to don't even associate that because my brand equity is more important. Like if you leave me a shitty review, that shit's gonna hurt me. So I do whatever it takes not to get that kind of review.
When your reputation's on the line.
Because my online presence generates me money. I make money just from being online.
Then that goes back to having a personal brand.
I'm not rich yet, but
the fact that you have a personal brand gives so much leverage because, like,
I make a full-time income just from that,
Like, exactly. Like, because while I also do have a company that does social media, I also have my own personal brand of teaching dance and a whole bunch of other stuff. It's like there's a leverage that having a personal brand has instead of just being stuck to an entity. There's a personal brand and then there's the business, which is an entity. Very different from how personal brand works, but it gives a lot of flexibility because I don't know. I think everyone can be a personal brand, especially if you have a perspective.
Yeah.
Everyone has an opinion.
Every business owner should be.
Yeah.
It's not even can be. They should be. Like you have to be for your business to do well. Like what's Facebook without Mark Zuckerberg's personal brand? His whole how he created it, over girls and being in college, that whole story brought us to Facebook. That's probably why MySpace kind of failed. There was no story to it.
Well, I think MySpace.
Why are we on here after a while?
MySpace failed because they sold it to a corporation. They sold it to Fox.
Yeah.
And then
there was no story. Tom was kind of like everyone's friend without being everyone's friend, really. Like.
Yeah. So Tom was like. Tom.
They tried to do Facebook.
Yeah,
they made money though.
What I think MySpace was an interesting story because that's an example of selling. What happens when you sell a product that's for the people to a corporation? Because then they started trying to push these movie trailers, all these musicians, and then it became and it just lost the feel for it. And then Facebook.
I feel like also they didn't really build a relationship with us.
Yeah, they
tried to, but they didn't really try to.
Yeah, I don't think they innovated, and then Facebook
came in and swept it off.
Yeah,
they really got to know us.
Yeah, and then part of it, what I think made it successful was the exclusivity. Like for a long time, you had to have a Harvard email. Then after that, you had to have a college email.
Right.
And it didn't accept my college's email, so I was like, fuck Facebook.
Where'd you go to school at?
Art Institute.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So, and then.
Yep.
And then once it was allowed for everyone.
Now everyone's using it global. I got people in Africa, Europe, Asia calling me.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So it's, and then they never sold it to a corporation. They true to themselves and just made it better. I mean, Zuckerberg, to this time, is still the guy of Facebook. He's still the face, and then he continues to innovate, and he understands, trying to build connections with other people. Albeit, like people do say people people are disconnected because of social media. But then again, it comes back down to the person of, you know, I think social media reveals people instead of, you know,
That's
of
true.
how they really are, and
Yeah.
you know, because like I said, social media is a tool, and it can be something to help you share your message, or it can be something like an addictive drug for some, because it does give us a dopamine shot
Yeah.
in the brain whenever we get a new notification.
That new like or that new comment,
Yeah,
it gives you
so
another
that
dopamine.
yeah, so that's why it's like it's
I'm kind of
it can be a
addicted to
tool.
lives.
Like,
You know, like we said in the beginning, social media definitely is it's an incredibly effective tool or a way to just grow your business. We don't work from home anymore. That's an old concept already. That's a 2010 concept.
we're at a
It's two,
Starbucks.
it's 2018,
Yeah.
2019. We work from our phones. We work from our laptops anywhere in the world. We don't have to be tied down to our homes or an office.
Yeah. And,
I work from my car.
we're at Starbucks right now, just filming this. We don't need a desktop computer.
Coming to a nearest internet connection near you, basically.
Let's expand on that. How social media is a tool and opportunity, and how people aren't leveraging that, or maybe they are, but they just don't know how to.
Because I feel like most people are willing to talk about other people. Like people are willing to talk about other people and promote other people more than they are themselves.
Oh
You know,
shit!
it's like I rather promote myself. Like I talk about other people and I promote other people, but I still promote myself too. I don't forget about me.
Hmm.
You know, on social media as far as like who I am or what I want people to think I am and who they think I am. I try to control that online. And I don't think most small business owners think about that. They still kind of like treat it like nonchalantly, like it's not important. But then they don't get the sales, and then they're like freaking out.
Or they're noticing sales drop in their brick and mortar, and there's because foot traffic is down, and they're wondering, and they're not when they could be running for me a Facebook ad deal on, I don't know if you're a restaurant, a Facebook ad deal, 20% off your first order.
Or just getting people to just asking people, finding out where people are, and just ask them to like their page. So then you can run ads to them organically and paid. You know, it's just about thinking ways to be creative. Like a lot of my likes just from asking people
Yeah,
like my page.
I think yeah, it's
Even if I'm not trying to, because you want to, it's like you want to build a database for your business. So it's like you can market to people where they want to be marketed at. Some people might respond to your ads on LinkedIn, or some people prefer to respond to my stuff on Instagram, or but 50% on Facebook.
yeah, like
But it's just like give yourself a chance. Like you have to be out there. You have
yeah.
to be on social media.
Don't give up after like 4 months.
Yeah.
One of my clients was ready to quit YouTube after 4 months of trying. I'm like, you just fucking started, dude. You don't expect to blow up. Like, just because like the reason some of these other channels are blowing up is they either have a really hot looking girl in there, or they're doing something controversial as fuck.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to like do something that's a bit more in the educational realm, it's the long game. Not everyone's gonna have instant growth. I think that's like that's a 1% happening right there.
Yeah, people try to compare themselves to other people on social media, and that's totally not the right thing to do. 'Cause like, you can't measure your social value based on other people's social value. It's all about like you just can't do that in real life, so you shouldn't do it on social media.
Yeah, yeah, like the comparison trap is a killer for a lot of people because
Bro.
they then get into this thing of like they've got this. It's almost like some people comparing themselves,
He
saying
has
like
this
they
many
have this,
followers versus
like, but you didn't see the behind the scenes work. Like it's funny because when we see like LeBron, we don't go into a comparison trap, like, or other basketball players don't, like, they don't say like he does this. They understand there was work put in there.
work put in.
Like, and then same thing with yourself. If you see someone like blowing up overnight, that blowing up overnight probably took 4, 5, 6, 10 years in the making.
And you don't know how long it's gonna last. You don't know how they're building their foundation.
Yeah.
That's what I focus on. Like, what's their foundation? Like, I want to build something that's gonna last. I don't want to just hit and miss or hit and run.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are doing too on social, trying to buy followers,
Buy
likes.
followers.
And this is like, and then
Well,
again,
he has 5,000. How come you don't? I don't know if his 5,000 are real or.
yeah, you're fucking, yeah, you can.
You know what I'm saying?
Buy, you
Like,
can just buy that.
People just go off anything.
It's going back. Like, people are too focused on the vanity metrics, to pandering to that, trying to get their actions become focused on short-term gain, and then they forget that and then they focus so much on, they say, Instagram. If Instagram becomes a Vine and it disappears, what the fuck's gonna happen then? That's why, like, you have to have, a much more long-term strategy all around.
Oh yeah.
So.
Long-term foundation.
Yeah, because if you're buying those likes, you're building it on you're building a house, on smoke and mirrors, and then once you're exposed, and all that shit shows up, and then it's all just gonna come tumbling down.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's funny thinking about it all.
Question, like, what's a common thing that because we both work with clients, what's a common thing that they complain about?
Common thing they complain about? I don't know, man. I mean, I realized that most of my small businesses are some of them are so screwed up in the head, they don't even know what to complain about. They just know that they don't want to waste money and they don't want to work with the wrong person. So they just play games to see, just how you're gonna handle the business. And I don't play games with my clients. I'm like, listen, if you want to get eyeballs, here's what you're gonna have to do. Either you're ready for this shit or you're not. It's nothing to really bullshit around. Yeah, like, if you're not ready to join groups, do Facebook Lives, be on cameras, get out your comfort zone, build your business, okay. Don't expect me to come save your ass. Like, I'm not that great. You still have to do basic shit.
You have to do you still gotta
take photos, may have to schedule some photo shoots. You may have to do some video shoots. You may have to take pictures of your products. You might have to talk.
It's kind of one of the reasons why we have the production side of my company.
We might have to look at some analytics. We might have.
Oh no, numbers.
We may have to do these things.
Yeah.
So it's either it's for you or it's not.
Yeah. I think the common thing I always hear is like, how do we grow with followers? It's like.
Yeah. No, how do I get leads though? The most kind of like annoyingest question I guess I would get is objections to mirrors. I get mostly annoying objections from clients. That's why I said that. It's like, I know when I'm getting like a good potential client because they object, their objections are meaningful.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't have time. Who's gonna create the content, me or you? Oh no, I'm gonna. That's a good objection. But most of them like, oh, how do I get leads? Or I need to do this. I need to do that. Well, why aren't you doing it?
Yeah.
I just need the leads. I just want the leads. I don't care about this. I just want the lead.
Oh well, it's a process to get the leads.
You have to care about this to get the lead. Like, you can't. That's. I don't know. Clients don't get it, man.
It's almost like someone who picks up a basketball for the first time and shoots it once and say, "Why do I suck?"
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, I need the results now. I can't wait 2 months, 3 months." Okay, this is not for you.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I can get people to like you that fast. We're in a social media age where people have to know, like, and trust you. You can't rush that. You gotta start doing the right things as soon as possible and be as consistent as possible, and then boom.
Yeah, you gotta be personable. Like, people have to feel like they can talk to you like a regular person. All right.
Yep.
So, where can people find you, Trenton?
Facebook, Trenton Samuel. Instagram, Trenton Samuel. And LinkedIn, Trenton Samuel. And man, I appreciate you having me on this podcast, and can't wait to see the recording. And man.
Hell yeah, dude.
Awesome.
This is an example of an imperfect first step, but a first step nonetheless.
We met on social media, by the way.
Yeah, so we met on Facebook. Then like you said, you never.
More content coming from us.
Yep. So you never know what's gonna happen. Just put yourself out there. And thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.